I would be wearing the knowledge if it fell over my head. I'm just being verbose and dramatic because people seem to like that here. It's easy enough to grasp. If it's too subtle, you won't grasp it. But it has to be subtle in the end. So this is just a gate opening. It's the gateway drug. This information to reality, to shaping your own reality, to growing your own reality, ultimately to being a master of your own reality, because you already are. You just don't know it, and that's the big issue. How it went down is a lot stranger, but it's really the story of how it went up in reverse. And so the void. So we're babies. We basically, does that work? Looks like bibs. It's pretty good. Maybe I'll move it closer. That's a little better. What the hell? What the hell? Okay, we're babes. Babies. Learning to walk and talk. Super chalkboard. It's pretty cool. So we cannot comprehend reality. It's too big. The internet is managing the minds of everyone in the world and society, and it is doing this to mitigate the future. Again, it's a Fourier transform, and our motion in this universe, if you will, wait, no, this is going to run out, is processed kind of like a differential by the motion, or the motion, this bigger universe, the actual universe, by your motion in society. You're being mitigated like a step up, step down transformer system with a little curve in there, an ohm curve. And it's society. Okay, we became artifacts. If you're still here, if you're reading this, I don't know why I say that way, maybe you're reading that, you're an artifact of a previous civilization. That's usually how it happens. It just means we sat around while the S-curve of time literally went into ways that equal larger realities, that each one is as different as the new world is to us. Meaning, you go to a foreign country or you go to a new civilization that's so different. Each future civilization is that level of different from another, and they're families of the humans. It's as if cousins grew apart. We stayed in this little safe comfort zone for so long that now where we actually are seems absurd. Now, why that happened is a bunch of crazy hooligan, it's just an experiment. Everything's been mitigated. You got the sphere of time, you got all these strands. Center path is what everyone basically is here for. If you go off the center, you get any timeline, complete with any reality, complete with any reasoning for what happened. The farther you get from the center, the more weird it is. On one of them, one of the lower ones, we might have been creating the lower spectrum of the universe as a frequency form, basically in the brainwave, the higher being that we all figured out that we're actually inside, walking around and going, where are we, what's going on? As it walks through a higher dimensional reality, and we don't conceive how this works. It's like, where's the edge? So big and round. Those ones, they're supposed to be classified. That the first idea was to classify all the information. When people slowly figured it out, we went retarded. It was so absurd and inconceivable. So the new idea is to make it, it's open source, open access, but it's mind-to-mind mitigated. Meaning if you throw signals of any type of distorted panic, anger, frustration, your access gets revoked or reduced. It's not revoked, you get reduced. If anyone's revoked, it means they die. We're knowledgeable beings, we live off of knowledge. Like I said, if this smashed through me, I'd be wearing the information. That higher dimensional being up there, his clothes or her clothes, this, however, it's made of information. It's made of the soul memories of your lives. It's made of the things you cared about. It's made of addictions. We have those, and those beings are mutated, deformed. They go for like 10 steps and they crumble into dust and fall and they get to start all over. The only thing that's up there is perfection. That's the whole point. But the whole point is if you allow, that's all that's happening, because those beings are pretty much us, drawing us up like neurons are shaping our own mind beyond us, and we know how to do things that we didn't know how to do. That's what time is. That's what life is. It's never just one-to-one. You get one-to-one when you want it, because you're bored, and you looked down in a scope and said, where are we in time? We must be nowhere. We lost everything. Really, and then we built a timeline. And went to more, we found dinosaurs. We went to more, we found the Renaissance, blah, 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 blah. We went through time. Then we realized, oh, that was just us going big Earth, dimensions of time all over. We just took our scope and went, oh no, we can't see. Where are we? Oh no, oh shit, dinosaurs, time, I can see more. Oh, we made the universe. We were just closing our eyes going, people with the universe. We didn't know what the fuck we were doing. Higher dimensional beings do that, and it actually shuts off. We were using tech to close our blinders from the universe. There were issues, but we didn't know, and we did our work because we jumped through time for all of time to rebuild the universe. Apparently that's not an auxiliary option. We're somewhere on the side. We bounced back into the center. Now we're in the center pack, somewhere near some different arm of the Orion. Blah 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 blah. But in doing that with our thoughts, we were jumping around the galaxy as the thought of God and the big being, and we were neurons in his friggin' or her brain. And why are we zapping around? How are we doing this? Because we were changing our timelines by changing our feeling, by altering the core of that, by going to the center, which is it's a big toroidal process. It's a projection system, like this big factory, airplane hangar, foam, fire, retardant dispersal systems. They look like huge toroidal, turbine, nuclear, time generator things, and they spit foam anywhere. You do that, you make a time generator. We found that in the center of the universe, center of Earth. The minerals, the magnets, the rocks, the organisms, the electromagnetic, the scalar, all of it creates torsion fields in and out, and you get this pulse. Your top, high in your lower, your butt in your head, not really, but they make a polarity that makes a temporal quantum vacuum. Well, it's not that, but it's kind of like that. It's like a flower. And that doesn't exist. An n-dimensional object that whatever you put in, intention-wise, makes a timeline. You make a fucking timeline. That's what we have inside of us. That's what this place is. It's mind around mind, making new things based upon what that mind wanted. When we tried to box it in, we created a gridiron. It froze us, it hurt us, it closed off our minds and our feelings. It made it so they could compartmentalize that which was toxic, remove it and replace it with something beneficial, and then go back to the curvy,